A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. You're viewing Islamic Action TV with me, Muhammad Suleiman. Welcome to Islamic Action TV and welcome to Guerrilla Minded Productions. All praise due to Allah. Brothers and sisters, today I just wanted to read you a verse from Al-Quran, the holy book of the Muslims. And I think what's apt is the importance of the sisters. What role do they play? What has Allah destined for them? What part of the sacred feminine should we as the brothers who are emulating our sacred masculine, how should we work in partnership and coexistence with our sister, particularly those of the darker hue, or those who are called the hue man, or the womb man. You notice I said the word womb there? The womb man. Because it's from you, you sisters, black Nubian sister, my cinnamon coffee coloured brown skinned sister and sister of African descent, that gave rise to a civilization and to our nation. And you are the future of our nation. And let me read you from Al-Quran. Surah Al-Nisa, the 4th chapter or verse in the Quran or Revelation. Whenever we read the Quran, we start off by saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, or we seek refuge in Allah from the cursed shaitan. In Arabic, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ya ayyuhanasu taku rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum min nafsin wahidatin wa khalaqa minha zawjaha wa basa minhumma rijalan kasiran wa nisaa wa taqullaha allazi tasaaluna bihi wal arham inna allaha kana alaykum raqiba. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Sadaqallahu al-Azim, which means that Allah always speaks the truth. What does that mean, brothers and sisters? It means, let's speak in English. I seek refuge in Allah from the cursed shaitan. Allah most merciful. All mankind, all humanity, revere your Lord, Allah, your Creator. The Khalaq, the one who created you, brothers and sisters, from a single soul, a single essence, brothers and sisters. He created you of like nature, which means from the essence of the female and the essence of the male, he created man and woman. Think about that, brothers and sisters. It's not that biblical term of Allah created Adam first, and then Adam felt lonely and was walking around and wondering, I need somebody to comfort me. So Allah put him to sleep, opened up his side and took out his rib, and then from the rib created the woman. Nah, brothers and sisters. No. We don't believe in this. We are not of this opinion, brothers and sisters. What we believe is that from the very essence, as Allah is saying here, from the nafsin, the essence of who we are, our nafsin, He created the khalaq, He created the male and the female. If you see any embryo, brother and sister, you will see that the embryo is female. The original zygote is female. And this is why males have nipples, brothers and sisters. If you look at the male genitalia, it is very similar to the female. This is why when they do their so-called transgender or transitional surgery, you can change the male quite easily to the female, because the scrotum, brothers and sisters, is quite similar to the female anatomy. It's just that it is developed out of, shall we say, and the sisters is more sewn up and inside. So Allah is created from the same essence, which means we're not here to say that we're better than our sister or over our sister. We're here to say that we complement her and she complements us. Let's carry on. He created of you from the same essence, the same like nature. his mate, and from them both he scattered countless men and women. So from this original Adam and Eve, he gave life and created all humanity, colored man from those two human beings. So revere Allah, through whom ye demand your mutual rights, and revere the wombs. I'm going to say that again, brothers and sisters. Revere your Lord Allah. Through him, you demand your mutual rights. And revere the wombs that bore you. For Allah ever watches over you. Think about that, brothers and sisters. While you ponder that, I believe there will be questions concerning that which I have just elucidated upon. Bismillah.
Recently in the UK, a mosque has been opened, I believe within the last fortnight, and it's for sisters only. Could you share your reflections on that new event or new thing that has taken place?
Thank you, brother, for such a apt question, and very relevant at this time, I believe. What is the view of Islamic action? What is the view of the African Caribbean and African community on the fact that some sisters have decided to have their own mosque? Why, brothers and sisters? You see, the mosque is not necessarily a bad thing, but why their own mosque? Why do they feel the need to have their own mosque? Brothers and sisters, I believe that if we study these words of Al-Quran, understand the essence of these words, which is talking about mutual compatibility and mutual respect. If you're working in harmony as a Muslim, as an ummah, there will be no need for the sisters to feel they need to break away and form their own mosque. This is an indictment of other communities and their manifestation of Al-Islam, which is now become exclusive, not inclusive. So the sisters don't feel welcome at the Jummahs. They don't feel welcome when they go to Islamic services. When they go to the janazah or the funerals at the masjids, they don't feel welcome or brought into the wider community. Good enough for the mothers, good enough to make the cooking, good enough to help clean the mosque, but not even good enough to actually take part in the activities of the mosque. Brothers and sisters, this is truly a sad event when our sisters, our beloved sisters, our mothers, our daughters, those who were supposed to cherish the most unused and valuable resource in the Islamic community is our woman. But what the hell's going on, brothers and sisters, when your woman has to then go out and leave you and create her own mosque? Brothers and sisters, this is not the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is not the way of the Ahlul Bayt. We know that even Imam Hussein alayhi salam on Karbala, the woman stood by him. His sister Zainab stood by him, prepared to die for this religion, to die for this deen. We know on the Kisra, the day of the cloak, and the cursing of the Christian, when Allah says, if you want to say that you are the right people, gather on this day and bring the curse of Allah upon you. The Prophet brought who? Fatima alayhi salam, as the woman of woman. Bring your woman. It was a plural, but he brought who? One woman who was prepared to take the curse, the weight of the ummah on her shoulders, if necessary. So, brothers and sisters, yes, I understand why the sisters have done this. And it is a bad thing in and of itself, no. Because sometimes sisters need to be by themselves. They need to do things by themselves and feel comfortable. But I believe that it should be done in unity with the ummah, in unity with the brothers. So we in Islamic Action are not for separation, but for mutual cohabitation of brothers and sisters working together to strengthen the Islamic Ummah, but specifically the black family, brothers and sisters. So I hope that answered your question, beloved.
One more question, if I may. Each culture has needs and a specific way of doing things within the Islamic perspective. What do you think are the needs in relation to male-female relationships and cooperation of the African Caribbean Muslim community?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A very good question again. What are the needs of the male and the female, and what role are they playing in terms of uplifting the black, African and Caribbean community? Brothers and sisters, we in Islamic Action wholeheartedly believe that without the help and support of our black women, we as black men can't have a future, can't go forward, will be unable to bring the next generation. Why? Because the first language teacher of the child is the mother. Hence why you learn the mother tongue. Right? The word ummi means mother. But we call ourselves a ummah, which means that we are a nation, but we are like a mother which she's given rise to the Islamic nation. So we have to see that our women are an integral part of us. Brothers and sisters, as people of African and African Caribbean descent, it's not in our nature or history to hate our woman. It's not in our nature or history to throw acid in the face of our woman. It's not in the nature or history of us to string up our woman, yes, and to use honor killings against our woman. The man's pride and honor is not in how his woman is controlled. Because we know certain nations, the man's honor is about how many horses he has, how many oil wells he has, and how many women he can control and have under his power. We are not that small. You look in ancient Egypt, you saw Hatshepsut, an African queen, an African pharaoh who wore the beard, signifying the imbalance between the ma'at and the ta'at, of their balance of reciprocity. We see in the Ifa system, when we see in Obatala, we see in these African systems, the Ifa system and the belief in the different deities or the different energies that exist in the universe, there is a balance. We don't have this imbalance in Islam. So when we today teach al-Islam from the philosophy of the Ahlul Bayt, and we see how Prophet ﷺ, he spoke that the woman is like a clothing for the man and the man is a clothing for the woman, we understand that as Africans, we've always had this love and respect for our woman. We've always had this equal balance. If you see even the ankh of the Egyptian belief, he has the male genitalia on the bottom of the ankh in the form of a cross, and in the top he has a circle at the top of the ankh, which represents the female reproductive organs. So the woman is on top even in that respect, but they're combined. Whereas you find in Christianity, you have cross on cross, male on male. Dr. Frances Cress Wesling, our most beautiful, eloquent sister, breaks this down in the ISIS papers. She's showing us that the African is an African who hates his woman is not African. An African who puts down his woman is not African. An African that does not elevate his woman is not African. Malcolm X, peace be upon him, said that if you want a backward society, look at how the women are treated. Wherever you find ignorance and poverty and stupidity in a society, it's because the woman is made ignorant, stupid, and made to look backward. Because she's the backbone of society. So we can see, brothers and sisters, in my closing remarks, that the essential and integral part of Islamic action and us as African Caribbean and African Muslims having a future is dependent upon how we respect, honor, and protect our woman. And if we do not do that, brothers and sisters, particularly you brothers, then we as a nation shall go to hell or to Jahannam. So our rise is dependent on how we treat our woman. And the Quran is telling us, Allah is telling us that this is essential, and we should not follow other nations who do not respect their women, who mutilate the genitalia of their women. These practices are not of Islam, they're not of humanity, and they're not of how we and I should progress into society. So I hope that you've learned from what I've said, and that inshallah you give it some thought. And as I greeted you in peace, I will leave you in peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa ta'ala wa barakatuh.